Today I am delighted to be celebrating Terence McKenna, a psychonaut, a psychedelic adventurer, someone who investigated those interior worlds that can only be accessed through the ingestion of psychedelic substances like mushrooms, like DMT. He had a particular interest in using those things from the natural world because he felt that there must be some innate wisdom in those things which nature has produced and created, something that one can trust far more than the man-made chemicals that people sometimes take course to ingest. His profound interest not only in mushrooms but the states that they can bring about for those that ingest them led him to really probe as far as it seems it's possible to go in that field. Enough for him to wish to draw back at a certain point. I've enjoyed hearing anecdotes from people like his brother who said actually towards the end of his life, although he was still advocating very much that people participate in that kind of adventure, he was himself feeling that he had maybe gone as far as he really wanted to. And I can understand why. Solo adventuring into the realms of psychedelic territory is not for the faint-hearted. I myself have done a great deal of adventuring in that direction and also have this sense of and there's a beautiful quote from Alan Watts which says, once you've got the message, hang up the phone. And I do think the world would be a much saner place were the use of psychedelics much more widespread. I think it's a great check for humility because there's nothing like experiencing the awe that goes along with admiring the infinite majesty of life, to place one's ego in check, to realize that we have a rather small role in terms of the cosmos and yet a major role to play in terms of our own lives. I think the world would be a much saner place if every leader was obliged to go through some kind of initiation, possibly psychedelic, so that they could really experience the full, or at least a much wider, broad, spectrum of reality than most people experience through day-to-day reality and the consensus reality that is shared by people through the information we get through our bodies and through the media. There's so much more going on in this reality, and Terence McKenna spoke so lucidly, so fluently, so engagingly about these realms that you can't say single-handedly, but certainly played a massive role in people's adoption of these practices. And he read furiously throughout his life and had such a profound understanding of so many different areas of life that his contribution goes way beyond his interest in psychedelia. His books are fascinating reads, and the lectures of him online, which I'm so glad are still out there, are a constant source of inspiration. Whether or not you're psychedelic, whether or not you have an interest in such a thing, Terence McKenna is someone who should be, I believe, on everybody's map, even if he believed that the map was not the territory. I'm going to post a link to one of the favourite talks of his I have about language being the ultimate reality, that reality is made of language. It gives a little indication as to how profoundly he was able to draw together different subject matter. But today I'm celebrating Terence McKenna. He has been an ally, even though I really only came to know of him after his death, and it's one of those incredible things of this internet age that we can hear someone's voice speaking from beyond the grave and still feel such an intimate connection with someone even though they're no longer even here. So today I'm celebrating Terence McKenna.